Now on CoastTV News.
A third bomb threat for a local gym. We have the latest from tonight's police investigation in Milford. New enforcement on Delaware's roadways. Why police are on the lookout now.
We're
A big Rehoboth Beach project hitting a road bump. The next steps for the Rehoboth Beach Patrol station.
The endangered right whale detected off the coast of Delmarva again. What it means for boaters.
The forecast is showing that we go onward to the 80s for at least one more day before we have to deal with any downpours.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
From above, this long-awaited Rehoboth Beach project is being held up. Good evening. I'm Mallory Metzner. Charlie Sakaitis has the night off. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with construction getting to be a bit of a hassle for Rehoboth Beach. If you walk past the construction of the new Beach Patrol station on the Rehoboth Boardwalk, you'll see construction workers hard at work, but the ground below the site is causing the city to regroup. Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us where the project goes from here.
A busy Monday in Rehoboth Beach saw thousands of people walk past the construction of the new Beach Patrol building. But this project has a small setback.
seeing how to best to recover from it.
The city of Rehoboth Beach has started to put these large wooden piles into the ground. But according to Public Works Director Henry Matlos, workers hit a layer of hard soil, causing construction to come to a stop.
Any project of this size, things happen. They're not going to go 100% as expected. So there is time contingencies built into it.
Matlos says despite the headache, he is still optimistic the project will be done in its completion by Memorial Day 2025. With the old station now gone, the city is building temporary bathrooms near Lake Avenue and will start to provide medical services on Delaware Avenue. Some are looking forward to the project's completion.
I feel like this is what we really needed. I mean, other than that, it's good to bring new things to the community regardless. So I feel like, it's very good to bring it here. Just more safety on the beach and things like that.
You will start seeing cranes and pile drivers out at the site trying to get those wooden beams into the ground as soon as this Tuesday. The city says this project has a price tag of close to $5 million. I'm Charles Reinert in Rehoboth Beach, Coast TV News.
So what's happening next? Construction on the lifeguard station began back in the fall. The city is hoping to have this phase of construction complete by the end of next month and start the second phase in September. That brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know, how will the updated Beach Patrol building delay affect Rehoboth? Let's look at those updated results now on your screen. The majority tonight still saying it's an inconvenience for the city. That's up to 51%. Though minimal impact, that number has risen to 47%. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on our mobile app. New tonight, police say Planet Fitness and other businesses in the Milford Plaza are now safe. This comes after, for the third time this month, the Milford Planet Fitness was the victim of a bomb threat. Milford police said earlier tonight that Planet Fitness, along with other businesses in the area, were evacuated while an investigation got underway. The agency says there is no threat to people who live in or visit Milford. The businesses have been turned back over to their management teams, though some did decide to close early. Right now, a new high-visibility enforcement is underway. It's regarding commercial motor vehicles like tractor-trailers, buses, and dump trucks. The Delaware Office of Highway Safety says give them a following distance of at least 200 feet. Make sure you can see their side mirrors, because if not, they can't see you. Look for the whole truck in your rearview mirror before changing lanes, and give them space when they're turning. The office says commercial drivers were not cited in more than half of deadly crashes involving commercial vehicles in 2023. Well, Delmarva saw the warmest day of the year so far. Today's heat was actually categorized as code orange levels on a new heat risk tool released by the National Weather Service in collaboration with the CDC. Communicating the threat of heat is vitally important, as it remains one of the most dangerous weather phenomenon.
Did you know that extreme heat kills more people in the U.S. today than any other weather hazard? That includes hurricanes, floods, tornadoes. Our friends and colleagues at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimate over 1,200 people die from heat-related causes in the U.S. annually.
And speaking of heat, let's take a live look outside into Ocean City to check on the weather tonight. It was a fantastic beach day today. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Valerie. And we had record challenging heat for today. Fell just a couple of degrees shy of tying the record high for this date. Our tidal health camera in Seaford right now, we're at 71 degrees, even though we're in the middle of the night, and we're going to drop back to the 60s, drop back to the 60s is a hint as just to how warm we were earlier today under mostly clear skies. Now we are continuing to maintain our clarity as far as what's happening with our live radar and our satellite depiction of what's going on. We do have this a little bit of a concern for us, breezy conditions along the Chesapeake Bay area, but aside from that 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gust there on the other side, by the way, I don't see any other problems. Now let's take a gander at what we're expecting for tomorrow. 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll look at temperatures in the 60s, 76 by mid-morning, and then we'll click over into the 80s in the afternoon. We'll talk more about how this is going to come to a quick end by the mid part of the work week. But for right now, back to you, Mal.
Thank you, Paul. Ocean Police are looking for the people you see on your screen. The department says over $1,000 worth of merchandise was stolen from a souvenir shop near First Street and the boardwalk earlier tonight. Police say one of the suspects' names might be Brody. If you know who these people are or where they might be, contact OCPD. The city of Charlotte is grieving tonight after multiple officers lost their lives in the line of duty today. 3 members of a U.S. Marshals task force were shot and killed. 5 other officers were wounded, including 4 Charlotte police officers. The fugitive task force was serving a warrant for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon when gunfire erupted. According to Charlotte officials, the suspect who fired the initial shots died at the scene, but officers were shot at by others from inside a residence.
Today's an absolute tragic day for the city of Charlotte and for the profession of law enforcement. Today we lost some heroes that are out to just simply trying to keep our community safe.
2 people who were inside the home are now being questioned as persons of interest. The pro-Palestinian protests that have gripped college campuses across the U.S. continue, despite a deadline to vacate an encampment at Columbia University or face suspension. Protesters say they'll remain. As Melissa Rainey reports at the University of Texas at Austin, police arrested multiple people as protests on campus enter their second week.
A deadline set by Columbia University officials to vacate an encampment on the New York campus has passed, and protesting students say they aren't going anywhere.
They will not be moved. We demand divestment. We will not be moved unless by force.
Officials have begun suspending students who refuse to leave. In Los Angeles Monday, protesters entered a building on the campus of UCLA. And many colleges have called police to remove encampments on campuses because they don't comply with their rules. Texas State Police in riot gear arrested at least 6 people at the University of Texas at Austin Monday afternoon. Most of them are not affiliated with the school, officials said. The White House says it is important that Americans be given the right to peacefully protest, while also calling out anti-Semitism.
We have to be able to allow Americans to peacefully protest within the law. That is important, and that's what the president wants to see.
Some Jewish students say they feel threatened on campuses as the protests get more intense.
When these people are chanting, excuse my language, in unison on the quad lawn of Emory University, and I have to stand by and hear that, and we're told that we don't belong on campus.
I believe everyone has a right to protest. The problem is when it becomes threatening, like holding up signs that say Jews are Nazis.
Graduations at some schools are in jeopardy as schools try to find safe places to hold commencements. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
I'm Madeline Overturf, and here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. The endangered right whale has once again been detected in Ocean City. That means a voluntary slow zone has been put into effect until May 11th. Boaters are asked to slow down to 10 knots or less. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company brought in Legacy the pony. Saltwater cowboys say he has a limp that's likely an abscess. A vet will take a look, the fire company says. A cigarette thrown from the 3rd floor balcony caused a fire in Cambridge. It happened at the Meadows of Cambridge Apartments. Good news though, firefighters say sprinklers went off and a neighbor notified them. Nobody was hurt. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
In traffic news, starting tomorrow, Route 54 will be shut down from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for road work. The town of Fenwick Island says the work will continue to Wednesday morning. The town says traffic will be directed down Dukes Road to 146th Street in Ocean City to access the highway. And some shallow waters in the Ocean City area are set to get a little deeper in the next few weeks. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources says these waterways will be dredged. They are the Assateague Shoal, the Ocean City Inlet, and the junction between the Isle of Wight and Inlet channels. One longtime Ocean City visitor has seen firsthand why this is necessary, especially for larger boats in the area.
The recreational fishermen seem to be upset about it, but the commercial fishermen really need it because they got to be able to get out into the ocean and then get back into the harbor.
The dredging is set to start sometime this week, and it'll take 2 weeks to complete. We have a lot more ahead on Coast TV News at 11. Wireless carriers find how much they're being charged and what it has to do with your location. Plus, tornado aftermath. Cleanup continues after death and devastation in the middle of the country over the weekend.
And warmer weather is on the way here for yet another day. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
For 30 years, I've been fighting for Maryland.
The man with the guts to stand up to Biden, Robin Ficker.
Biden's let 7.2 million illegals into our country. That's more than all of Maryland. I'll stand with President Trump to secure the border, declare war on the cartels, and ban welfare for illegals.
Veteran, conservative fighter, Robin Ficker for Senate.
I'm Robin Ficker, and I approve this message.
Get ready for the fastest deals on 4 wheels during Pohanka Ford's 5-day flash sale. Today through Tuesday, get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months on a new Escape or up to 72 months on a new F-150 for 5 days only. Buy any new Ford and make no payments till summer and get more for your trade than anywhere else on Delmarva. But hurry, these deals will be gone in a flash. The flash sale at Pohanka Ford of Salisbury.
Well, it's been a beautiful day in the neighborhood all day long, and we're going to enjoy yet another beautifully and warmer than usual kind of a day for Tuesday. So, our Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City, as you can see, the wonderful backdrop here, and we're looking at clear skies in pretty calm conditions. Now, temperatures will stay in the 60s, and it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous night. Don't see any problems whatsoever. Even the winds are going to act right, okay? Our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury reflecting the same thing, 72 degrees actually there, and we have the winds out of the south at about 3 miles per hour, and we're going to drop back to 67 degrees by 2 o'clock and 66 degrees by 3 o'clock. Today's highs were stupendous and almost record-tying. 89 for the high in Georgetown. The record actually was 91. We're looking pretty good with our clear radar, but we do have that small craft advisory active along the Chesapeake Bay area, but that's the only advisory in our region as a whole that I can talk about. I had to do some homework today, right? So anyway, that's all we have going on here, and we have a stationary boundary to our northwest. We have a bit of a trough that's kind of just branching and bridging across the Ohio Valley region. It has enough instability to cause some scattered showers and thunderstorms there. That's not going to cause us a problem here, though. We're at 70 or close to that right now as we speak, and it's about 2 to 3 degrees above where we were just 24 hours ago. Let's talk about that record-setting or record-challenging warmth. We're looking at 89 for the high today. It was at 154. 91 was the high for the state set in 2017. So as you take a look at your power walk forecast for tomorrow, we're not going to get quite that warm, but you know we'll end up right at about 84 degrees by 3 o'clock. That's well above the norm for this time of the year. Remember, that was 71 degrees. Tuesday morning, we start off in the 60s and clear skies. Tuesday afternoon, a few scattered clouds, but we'll be well into the 80s. And winds around the southwest. Cloudy for us on Wednesday morning with temperatures near 60, and we got a little bit of green dancing across. Those are going to be passing sprinkles, not a real big, gigantic deal, but they will at least wet the windshield briefly. Same holds true for us from Ocean City over towards Pocomoke City and Salisbury. We start off in the 60s, end up in the 80s for Tuesday. This is Tuesday. Wednesday's going to be cooler. We start off at 60 degrees. and we're going to stay there maybe up to maybe 70 if we're fortunate, okay? That's how that's going to play out. So for tonight, 63, mostly clear and staying warm. Tomorrow, brilliant sunshine, and we warm to 86 degrees. But then Wednesday, not quite as warm, watching out for a chance of quick forming rain at 69. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Now, it gets really back and forth after we get past Tuesday, but we're still going to be at least in the 60s at the very least. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. We're avoiding the storms, but you know what? At least 4 are dead, dozens injured after a weekend of severe warm weather across the middle part of the country and the Midwest. Tornadoes, flooding, tearing apart several communities from Texas all the way to Iowa. Jay Gray has the closer look at the devastation and the cleanup effort that's following these devastating storms.
Families in dozens of communities now sorting through the rubble, looking for anything they can salvage after several days of severe weather across the nation's heartland. A string of tornadoes, reports of 120 or more, battering the region from Texas through Iowa, some of the most severe damage in Oklahoma.
Just be advised, all of downtown Sulphur is destroyed.
The small town left in ruins. In the aftermath of the twisters, neighbors rushing out to help others trapped by debris, including a couple unable to escape their underground storm shelter.
If they would have been in there for a while, they would have been trapped. They probably would have drowned.
In other areas, it wasn't the wind, but the water causing the biggest problems. Too much rain, too fast, pushing creeks and streams past their limits and into neighborhoods, swallowing roadways and cars. Those dealing with the effects of the flooding and tornadoes now working on what comes next.
Acceptance, just planning the next steps, I guess. Just trying to put together what we can and move forward.
Down the path to a long and difficult recovery. Jay Gray, NBC News.
In regional news, Delaware State Police have arrested a man in Magnolia who they say was erratically moving around in the car. The agency says 49-year-old Jerry Smith of Magnolia was originally pulled over for a registration violation after troopers say they saw a white powdery substance on his lap, hands, and inside the car. He faces 2 felony charges for possession with intent to deliver controlled substance and tampering with physical evidence, among other charges. In health news, it is estimated that 1 in 5 U.S. adults lives with a mental illness, but knowing the signs and getting a diagnosis opens up treatment options that can help manage symptoms. Dr. Jay Lee with the American Academy of Family Physicians says it's important to share symptoms with your doctor, especially if you have signs of depression like feeling persistently sad, hopeless, irritable, or guilty, if you've lost interest in things you used to love, are having trouble sleeping, concentrating, or have thoughts of death or suicide.
If you're able to name it or give it a name, it's almost less threatening when you have something that you can point to and say, this is what it is that's bothering me.
The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24 hours a day. Just call or text 988. Coming up next, how La Esperanza is assisting Sussex County's immigrant communities to achieve U.S. citizenship. You're watching Coast TV News at 11.
The day of the bridge collapse, my phone just started ringing. The ship struck the bridge. The Dolly was the last ship I was on. It was a punch in the gut. Losing lives is a tragedy, but losing our livelihoods was a disaster. It was a direct hit to longshoremen because if we don't have vessels, we do not have work. Your pay just stopped overnight. We're in trouble. I saw David Trone on the news.
We got to bring these dollars home.
Yes.
And we got to make sure that union labor builds this bridge. We got to keep thinking about those that have lost wages.
That's right.
Longshoremen are small businessmen. They still got mortgages to meet, food to put on the table. So we need an effort not to let that slip through the cracks.
1000%. To have an advocate speaking loud and speaking proud is David Trone for me.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Toyota is going all wheels in with fantastic deals on thousands of in-stock Toyotas ready for delivery. So visit your local dealer today for adventure-ready trucks with legendary reliability. Check out the all-new 24 Tacoma or get low 1.99 APR on a full-size Tundra. Get fantastic deals when you go all wheels in on your new Toyota. Let's go places.
Is a kitchen remodel on your to-do list?
Paul Davis offers an easy 3-step kitchen refacing solution. Step 1, we bring the showroom to you. Step 2, we give you the exact price that day. Step 3, our certified installers complete it in days, not weeks.
A revitalized kitchen without the disruption.
At half the cost of a traditional kitchen remodel.
In the style and color you've always wanted. Call today to receive 20% off your new kitchen, plus a free trash can pullout or no payments until 2025.
Call Paul Davis today or visit our showroom.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A local nonprofit is celebrating a milestone. La Esperanza is a multi-service nonprofit organization that helps the Latino and immigrant communities in Sussex County. They provide legal counsel on immigration cases, transportation, help in enrolling children in school, translation and interpretation, and more. This year they achieved their highest number of new U.S. citizens in a decade. 44 people became U.S. citizens this year, compared to the 27 who achieved citizenship last year.
Probably one of the biggest reasons that we're seeing an increase in interest in citizenship is because we've really made a push to encourage people to become citizens. Part of how we've developed and grown our immigration services is trying to provide wraparound services for citizens, so not just helping them apply for citizenship and representing them in their citizenship case, but also helping them get prepared through education and English language.
For anyone seeking more information about U.S. citizenship or the immigration process, visit our website, CoastTV.com, to learn how you can connect with La Esperanza. Along with immigration services, the nonprofit also offers various classes for people to take advantage of. There's a parenting class, a digital and financial literacy course, and also a citizenship preparation class to take part in. There was even an ESL for newcomers class. For anyone seeking more information about U.S. citizenship, the immigration process, or these classes, just again visit our website to learn how you can connect with La Esperanza. The U.S. government is throwing out major fines to the top wireless carriers in the U.S. These fines stem from allegations made by the FCC, which said for years the carriers gave geolocation history information to third parties in connection to their commercial programs. AT&T is fined $57 million, while Verizon was fined nearly $47 million. Sprint's fine is $12 million, and for T-Mobile, $80 million. All four carriers say they plan to appeal this decision. The Freeman Arts Pavilion has released more lineups for this summer. Just announced acts include Jerry Seinfeld and country star Tyler Hubbard. The foundation says tickets will go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m. and on Friday at 10 a.m. and noon. Coming up in sports, Polytech softball searching for their 6th straight win, but they would have to get past the Delmarva Christian Royals. Plus, preventing AI attacks. Who's joining forces on a new panel?
And as we take a look at the golf forecast, you couldn't ask for a better day to line up your putter. Excellent. We're talking about hole-in-one kind of stuff because we're expecting temperatures well into the 80s, mostly sunny skies, very warm. And you know what? It's not even going to be all that breezy. So this is what you live for.
Join Club Ocean at Ocean Downs and get $20 free play guaranteed. We ship you not. Then use your card every time you play to earn more rewards. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
Washington, D.C. is a mess.
There's no common ground.
The left, the right, they're just shouting all the time, and no one's listening.
What a mess.
But now who is going to clean it up?
Republicans and Democrats are arguing all the time, and nothing gets done.
And it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Enough is enough. And it's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to be a voice of common sense. I'm Larry Hogan. I approve this message because it's time we stop the partisan BS and get stuff done. And done.
Can we just call my dad now?
Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Whether someone is across the neighborhood, across the street, or across the room, you have the power to make them feel right at home. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Today on Coast Life, discover easy recipes for spring's freshest picks, asparagus and peas. Plus, experience holy hilarity with Nunsense, where nuns turn comedy into an art form. Today at 4 on CoastTV.
In an effort to reduce shoes in landfills, Worcester Prep Jr. James Haley started a shoe drive at his school. The school says hundreds of shoes were sent to the recycling center or donated to those in need. According to the U.S. Department of the Interior, people throw away over 300 million pairs of shoes in the U.S. each year. About 95% of them end up in landfills and take an average of 30 to 40 years to decompose. Near Bethany Beach, the Mulberry Landing boat ramp has reopened after an expansion project. Here you can see the new and improved parking lot near the ramp. Denrec says the newly paved parking lot now accommodates 23 trailer spaces and 7 additional spaces for cars. For more project details, visit our website, coasttv.com. As concern over the rapid growth of artificial intelligence continues, the U.S. government is asking leading AI companies for advice. The Department of Homeland Security is creating a panel with CEOs from some of the world's largest companies and industries, including Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI. Michael Yoshida explains how the government hopes to use these great minds to prevent potential disasters.
When it comes to assessing the threats of artificial intelligence, experts say the trick is to sort science fiction from potential reality.
The more immediate risks are things like these tools being used to craft cyber attacks or to power misinformation campaigns.
That's why the Department of Homeland Security is forming a 22-member AI Safety and Security Board that includes the CEOs of major tech companies.
So the idea is to give critical infrastructure in the U.S. the tools, the expertise, and the advice needed to harness AI.
This is a technology that's clearly very powerful.
Speaking at the World Economic Forum in January, OpenAI CEO and AI Safety and Security Board member Sam Altman addressed the fears around the technology.
We cannot say with certainty exactly what's going to happen. It could go very wrong.
After numerous high-profile hearings and closed-door sessions, Congress has yet to pass a targeted national AI law. The Safety and Security Board stems from President Joe Biden's 2023 executive action, calling for a cross-industry body to make recommendations. But there are concerns about placing CEOs on the panel.
They're surely concerned about safety and reliability of the systems, but they also are looking to promote their own technologies.
The panel will also include leading AI academics, government officials, civil rights lawyers, and defense contractors. I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Polytech softball going for their 6th win in a row, and Delmarva Christian looking to improve to 500 on the season. Top 2, no score, and that's because both arms were dealing. Here it's Delmarva Christian's Lily Hutt getting the swinging strikeout, and then next batter, High Cheddar, sit down. The Royals holding on strong on defense. But while the Panther bats were cooled, it was senior Mara Everton heating things up, sizzling in a fastball for a strikeout in the bottom half, and then following up with the next batter with another heater. Not many balls in play early on. Top 3, runners on second and third for Polytech. Pitch gets by the catcher to backstop, and Kylie Van Horn sprints home to make it 1-0. Later in the inning, bases juiced now, and it's more trouble for the Royals. Another pass ball. This time it's Gabrielle Bogdan crossing home. It's 2-0. Same at bat, 2 on for Julia McConnell. And that's right in her wheelhouse. 1 run scores easily. Kaylin Tillman rounds third for home. The throw is on point, but Tillman evades the tag, and it's a 4-run third for the Panthers. Bottom 5 now, still 4-0. Delmarva Christian thinks they got something right here, but no, it's Kayla Davis making the run and grab. Bottom 7 now, 2 outs. Everton secures the complete game shutout. Panthers take it 4-0. That'll do for sports. Have a great night.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
At East Coast Campers and More, we believe that having a camper is about enjoying the adventure, time with the family, and your escape to nature. From the buying journey to seamless setup, we've got you covered, walking you through every step, making sure you're spending the most time enjoying what's out there. If you need us after setting up, our mobile RV medics will come to you providing the highest quality of services and repairs. Come start your adventure in Frankfort, Delaware at East Coast Campers and More.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope, with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
Social Security and Medicare aren't just handed to us.
We've earned them. Hour by hour. Day by day.
Paycheck by paycheck.
They aren't plans. They're a promise. Made to every American. Every American.
And we're not gonna let anyone
break it.
Break it.
Break it.
Neither will I. And you can consider that a promise too. David Trone will stand up to Republicans looking to strip the safety net seniors depend on. And there's no backing down.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
After numerous successful shower renovations, we've heard your feedback loud and clear. You're craving more than just a shower. You desire a complete bathroom transformation from Baths by Spicer Brothers. We're reimagining your entire space, from digital design to meticulous craftsmanship. Every aspect will be customized to fit your unique style and needs. And right now, save up to 20% off your new project. Plus, no payments and no interest until 2026. Don't settle for less. Call Baths by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers, reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
For the rest of this evening, listen, it's going to stay very clear and cooperative for us. Temperatures will settle into the 60s and stay there under mostly clear skies. Our umbrella giveaway winner actually is Mary Lou Blades. Congratulations, located in Ocean View. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Now, Ocean City sponsoring our UV index numbers. We're going to be at a very high level tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, possibility of burning kind of quickly, particularly by the afternoon hours. We'll go from an 8 to a 6 back up to an 8 on Thursday. So keep that in mind. We're looking very clear right now with our live radar. And don't forget, you can always get the latest weather update on our weather line at 443-880-9100, sponsored by Baird, Mandales, Brockstedt, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. We are unusually warm again for Thursday, but pay attention to this as we close out. We're going to have a 20-degree difference between Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download the Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.